Welcome to Cine Here, where you come for all of your media needs. My name is Ray.
It's your boy Nicky Tay.
And today we are reviewing Star Wars, The Rise of the Skywalker.
Directed by J.J. Abrams, starring everyone that's been in the last two films. I am thankful. Not because Disney has given us more Star Wars. Not because I got to see Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher on screen again, but because this sequel trilogy is over. This movie sums up this entire trilogy, and it is completely lackluster. You thought the prequels were bad. Hold on to your seats, folks, because here's a story that you just don't care about. And I knew this trilogy was going to be bad after the first one when Han Solo died. Oops, spoiler alert. When he died, I said, yeah, I don't like where this is going, but I'm along for the ride. The second movie gave us Luke, okay, he did some cool stuff. I was kind of there for it. And then this one, oh man, it just felt so crammed. It's like 3 movies worth of who is Rey, who are her parents, and all in the span of 2 hours, this is who she is, bam. And it's like, this is what I've been waiting on. Like, this is the buildup you get. Like, oh man, people give, the Phantom Menace and the Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith such, criticism. Like, at least the story was coherent. The part about the midichlorians was a bit weird, but other than that, the characters progressed, everybody developed at a reasonable pace. And then you get this. You get this convoluted, I'm still confused if Finn has the Force. In the last movie, they said everybody has the Force. In this one, only 2 people were using it. I'm like, oh my God. This is what The Mandalorian is for. This is what The Mandalorian is for. We got better Star Wars content on another Disney platform because the movies ain't cutting it.
To me, where this movie lacks the most at is it focused too...
Say it's bad. Let's say, go ahead.
Where does the movie lack the most
say it's
at?
bad. Just go ahead and get it out.
I might not think it's bad, though.
I know you do. And if you don't, we get this review.
Where I think the movie lacked the most at is character building. I think that you kind of touched on it a little bit. But I feel like Rey was kind of really the only person that got all of the attention. And I know that in previous Star Wars films, you had Luke Skywalker and you had Obi-Wan Kenobi. I feel like a lot of those movies built all of the characters. And some of the previous movies in this particular trio, this particular set of 3, right? They did a good job. Finn was getting character development in the first movie, especially in the first, going into the second movie. Like, Rey was getting good character development going to the first movie. But this movie focused way too much on Rey, and I feel like everybody else was along for the ride. And that ride, as you said, probably wasn't the one that we wanted. This movie, to me, kind of felt like how I felt with, if anybody watched the Avatar, The Last Airbender on Nickelodeon, this felt like the sequel of that, right? Like the Korra. Like, no one really felt Korra. She never really felt a part of the series. And Rey never really felt like a Jedi, right? You even said that in the theater. Like, she never felt like she belonged. Like, it almost felt like this movie was forcing her down our throats, and it wasn't appealing. Now, the biggest thing that this movie does well, even though you don't like to hear this, visually, right? Like you still have to pay homage for somebody making something look good, right? It looked good.
No, and actually, a lot of scenes in this didn't look great.
Really?
J.J. Abrams took I want to use less of the CGI and use more props. And they had one scene where the planet was blowing up, and I was like,
that looks stupid.
I was like, this is fake.
That looks stupid.
I was like, this is bad.
That looks stupid.
And I was like, I should never feel that in a Star Wars movie. I was like, this is bad. Oh, the only good part of this film is John Williams composing. Like, John Williams is the most consistent part in Star Wars. And even if he didn't even refresh the songs, they just give you the same songs every time. That part I always love. You get the beginning, you get the title card, you get the word scroll, and it's like, yeah, I'm in Star Wars. And then you get to see the characters, and it's like, I don't care about none of these ragtag group of people. It's like, Oh, it's the emotion. The emotion isn't there. The character development, like you said, isn't there. Things feel rushed. People do complete 180s in this film. It's like 2 movies you've been set up this way, and now in this movie you're a different person. And I'm supposed to just go with it, you know. We know Carrie Fisher died, right? So all her scenes were her CGI, real life, were a bit weird. You know, different angles. You know, people fake. It
kind of felt lifeless a little bit.
But it was like it was almost to the point where it's like, yeah, y'all not even really talking to Leia, y'all talking at her.
Yeah,
you know, and
it felt lifeless.
And I'm like, this
felt lifeless.
This by far, you know, Phantom Menace is a bad movie. Don't get me wrong, but I can go back and watch that race scene and watch Darth Maul 100 times over.
This movie had moments.
I will never go back and watch this movie.
This movie had moments.
And for everybody to know, I have not gone back and watched any of these new movies more than once. Not at all. I have seen The Revenge of the Sith 5 times since The Force Awakens has come out. Because I'm not getting the Star Wars fix that I want on the big screen. And this, oh my God. And people trash this trilogy, and I was the one, you know, after, what is it, the Last Jedi or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yeah, you know what, like, maybe it could come back, you know. Luke was cool, this next movie gonna be crazy, you know. And this movie just proved me wrong.
Do you think this is worse than the last one?
Oh my God, this movie is absolutely bad. Not even like for the same reason the other ones is bad. Other people don't like the other films because of Star Wars lore and what it means to characters building, which is fair, you know. Like Luke shouldn't have done this. He should have been more like this based on how his character was growing. Fair enough. This is just a bad movie, like technically.
But they also did the same thing in this movie.
This movie is just terrible.
Like you said, characters wasn't themselves. Coming to the last.
That is bad. The writing is not great. These characters are bad, but like I didn't like a lot of the acting. I don't like a lot of the scene choices. The writing overall story in this, like I said, didn't feel cohesive to the other ones. This is a really bad movie.
And Kylo Ren, to me, I've said this from the beginning. He don't feel like I'm not scared of him. He has no scary flair to him like Darth Vader did or Darth Maul or like General Grievous. Like all of them had a Sith feel to him. He always felt like the constant theme of this movie. Like he didn't belong.
No, I liked him in the first one. When the first one we see him with the lightsaber, it's like, oh yeah, he kind of scared.
Until he take the helmet off.
And then you know, like I said, like I pointed out, the whole thing with Han Solo kind of upset me. But at least in the moment, I felt like he is just so angry and he could become this greater force. He never really grew beyond that.
But that's the thing though, he always was this angry kid.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's not scary.
He didn't have any growth.
He wasn't gonna throw a tantrum with a saber in your hand?
I just wanted more growth. Even though I
can make the point that he had the most growth in this movie.
I was gonna say, you can argue that his growth in this movie was crazy. But it also just shows you how compressed this story is in one movie. You know, like a lot of the plot lines in this movie should have been carried across all 3 movies, and I would have been a bit happier with how things turned out. But the fact that you got like 3 plot lines all happening in this movie, and they all got to get done in 2 hours, and we know that if they make more Star Wars movies, this is it. They only do 3 and then they move on. Like this, oh my God.
J.J. Abrams did come out and say that he think he gonna stop with the trilogies and start doing maybe like.
Of course he will, because this
one
movie,
off or 2 offs.
This movie was forced, and it's
and the editing in this movie also was bad because there were things in this movie that never got resolved.
Oh, not at all. Like
there's things that's still out there,
like the last movie with the kid moving the force broom and everybody having a force.
They didn't
even bring that back, and that probably rocked a lot of people the most. It's like you say everybody has the ability for the force, and in this film, spoiler alert, Finn mentions the Force a bit, but we don't see more Force users. We don't see the creation of more Jedi. Yes, the Rise of the Skywalker, but absolutely, I don't care what happens next. You have built no anticipation for anything, and even, you know,
that's not true.
It's a little there. No, for me, it's
at the end, and it was a little there, just a little bit.
No, it's not. For me, it's over. For me, you sucked everything out of this franchise. It like create something new. Give me another Rogue One. Give me another quick story.
Amazing.
Another quick story. That's what everybody's waiting on. We're waiting on Rogue One. You give us Han Solo crap, and you give us this, And now we're like, yeah, maybe the Obi-Wan Kenobi movie will be good. I'm not looking forward to it. Maybe you guys do a Darth Maul movie. Maybe you give us a Boba Fett movie. But at this point, it's Mandalorian, Baby Yoda, or nothing. Yoda baby, excuse me. Like, get this movie out of here. I'm done. I'm done with Star Wars. Just like Obi-Wan was done with Anakin.
And Anakin was done with the Force.
Yeah. done with the path of the light. Like, I'm done with all of this. I'm Yoda right now. I'm going off. Just hide now. Just come see me when you see me. For me, this is easy. This is a 6 out of 10. This movie is not good. Only reason it's a 6 is because it's got 2 movies that carry the necessity of watching this. And it's a Star Wars movie. So I got lightsabers. I didn't get a decent battle. I didn't get a battle that I'm like, oh man, that was crazy.
Yeah, the third fight was super lackluster.
Oh my god, the supporting characters in this just were dry. Like, I could have got more Poe. Like, Poe was really funny in the first one. I thought he did a really good job in the second one. In this one, he was annoying to me. Everybody like BB-8, he was non-existent. Even the people that you could always count on, R2-D2 and CP3PO, they kind of were just like, man. Like,
and they were not, I wouldn't say they just went in the movie.
Man. This movie's just not good. Like, fundamentally, I'm surprised that anybody that likes this film, like, I understand people hated this trilogy, but this film for me is as bad as people thought the trilogy was. Like, this is, oh my god, I can't express how much I will never watch this movie again. I cannot.
For me, I'm in the same boat with the shoddy editing and the action sequences that we really didn't care about. I feel like they sucked all of the soul and emotions that we should have felt for these characters out of the window. I cared about no one, and even with the reveal of the biggest secret, I don't care, right? And I think that that's what really hurts this movie, because when we wanted that secret to be revealed, they spit in our face, right?
Oh my god!
And now that we got here, we don't even care no more.
And then you force it in the. I just don't understand. I just do not understand that writing. I just do not understand that writing. You tell us and you give us 2 old movies where you say it doesn't matter, everybody can have the Force, and then you force a narrative in 2 hours.
Yeah, and the movie wasn't long enough.
Nobody cares now.
The movie was only 2 hours and 20 minutes. For it to be the trilogy, it has to be a little longer, so you can tie up all the loose ends. With that being said, I probably have to give the movie a 6 as well. This is the worst out of the 3 to me.
Easily.
And this might be the one of the worst.
This might be the worst Star Wars I've ever seen. I'm not, like, there's nothing worth coming back. I would rather go watch Darth Maul kill Qui-Gon Jinn.
What about that one?
I'd rather watch Darth Maul and Phantom Menace 100 times over. I'd rather sit through Jar Jar Binks and laugh at how bad it is.
And racist.
Okay. Versus watching this terrible, boring, oh my god, this is a absolutely boring Star Wars movie. Which is crazy. And oh my god, what a way to go out. That completes the review of Star Wars, the last movie. I don't even remember what it's called. The Force Jedi. Just whatever. They just make, like, these names, like, listen to these names. The Force Awakens. The Last Jedi.
It all makes sense.
The Rise of Skywalker. No, it doesn't. Like,
because she
was never the Last Jedi.
Yes, she was.
No, she wasn't. She's not even a Skywalker. She's a nobody.
So she was the Last Jedi.
Excuse my language.
Because you know what happened in that last movie?
No, I don't. He looked pretty alive in this one.
And then what happened at the end?
Like, he was doing stuff I've never seen him do. Like, at that point, I would just die. Spoiler alert. I would just die. If I was a Jedi, I would be dead. Because I would be untouchable if I could do what Luke did in this movie. Oh, let us know how you feel. Please, if you like this, please tell me why. Explain it. Like, I want somebody to, like, break down why this movie is good and how this writing is immaculate. And this trilogy, like, has now been complete and you love it more than the original. Like, Revenge of the Sith is still the best movie to me. Empire Strikes Back is tops too, but, like, Revenge of the Sith had the perfect arc. I just want that character arc. I just want to see the light and dark and the transition make sense. And we didn't get that in this film. We got nothing close to that. You can hate Revenge of the Sith all you want. Nothing like, oh. Like, comment, subscribe, notification bell. Don't forget, you've seen it here. Like, this is what we waited on? Like, 5 years? But look at me, 5 years for this? No, like, seriously, look at me, 5 years. We wait, bruh. Like, what? I can't even be happy.